Alright, boys. Time to get back into this game. It's been a while, I know. From the elevator landing. Oh, I don't remember any of the voices either. We need to head for the top floor of the separate Manton East building. The elevator is the type that has a glass window so you can see out. That is the only thing that's distracting me from my gloom. A crowd of people get on with us, but almost all of them are gone by the time we reach the floor that contains the aquarium. They probably stopped off at the apparel or sundry shops. I don't know. It isn't that we aren't interested, but Jimeno recommends it's crowded now, so let's come back when it's less busy. And that keeps us back, deciding to stick with the plan we made back at the coffee shop. Stepping onto our floor, the atmosphere immediately switches to a lively one. The sounds of chatter are drowned out by the roar of a large fan. The lighting is dim and tinted slightly blue. The windows are also covered, giving the feeling that it has suddenly become night. As this is an aquarium, it makes sense that the concept is based around the ocean. Yes, the pungent smell of salt is a major change. Is that me? Amazing! It's like we've dived into the deep sea. That's what I thought too. Instead of being targeted at families, lately it seems more like a date spot for adults. Or at least that's what the magazine said, but it's true. Even though this is my second time coming here, it feels like the first time. Next to the entrance is the souvenir shop. Though it lacks the usual boisterous voices, it appears to be a place that can be reached both from the inside and outside, but it doesn't seem to get many customers. Just as Jimeno had said, the aquarium seems to target adults. In an atmosphere like that, even Jimeno looks nervous. Hey, Mayu. What's up? Alright, what's up? I forgot to tell you one important thing. I love you. Jimeno makes this mysterious face and brings her mouth up to my ear. What, did you drop your wallet or something? No, that's not it. This is something, that I heard. It's a bit of an urban legend. But they say the amount of people going missing on the rise. There's a rumor that this month alone the number missing is well into the double digits. Huh? We have this conversation in front of the metal rack that holds the map of the aquarium. Aside from the map, there's a guide to Manton East building and information about affiliated hotels. During that time, we hear the sound of the elevator opening and closing, but do not see people going into the aquarium. Manton used to be a shopping district, right? That seems to be why, even if there were lots of runaways, the media wouldn't get much attention. But supposedly, many of them missing persons had stopped off at Manton Aquarium. That rumor, who did you hear it from? Who indeed? No one in particular. You know how rumors spread. At Jimeno's words, I feel a cold shiver along my spine. Regardless of how credible the rumor is, a sense of dread shoots through me. Considering my past, it's natural that I would feel connected to missing persons in my age range, especially if they are runaways. If that is the case, it would send chills along the back of my neck. Why on earth? You could have told me before this. Well, I thought if you heard about it, Maya, you would not have wanted to come. Oh, so you forgetting to tell me was a lie then, you little... I had intended to protest firmly, but it still ended rather anticlimactically. Ghosts may exist and they still may be unable to come back, but that doesn't mean I'm interested in visiting places where they are. This is proof that Jimeno had her own stage interest. It still makes me feel even more worried. This rumor has a continuation. Specifically, people who saw the deep sea fish booth never came home. Jimeno relays those two pieces of information that frightened me with a smile. The rumor itself aside, she wanted to pass over the question of why people were able to see the closed-off deep-sea fish booth in the first place, not wanting to discuss it at all. Wait a minute, Jimeno. Something else is hiding beneath that fear. Something about the aquarium and the missing persons who didn't come home. That was essentially my GF. Are you okay, Mayu? Sorry, I guess I scared you a bit too much. I think the story's pretty exaggerated, so don't worry about it. I've heard it's a fun aquarium. I think we should take these stories with a grain of salt, right? Though her kindness is misdirected, it's kindness just the same. Having involuntarily sat down, my kitty. I take the hand Jimeno extends to me. As I slowly rise to my feet, I respond, "Yeah, you're right." To think that I would hear of a connection to my precious memory in a place like this. It's strange, after 5 years the memory should have faded. I tell myself this, then let out a small sigh. Minnow is actually showing concern, so I sit down on a bench in the rest area next to the souvenir shop. Minnow even brings me a can of cocoa. As I'm drinking it, she buys her tickets. With her doing all this, I have to go with her. "Are you okay, miss?" The fact that I'm thinking thoughts like this can of cocoa is a little weak is proof that I'm cooling down. As I'm starting to feel better, a male voice calls out to me. "Ooh." While holding my half-finished cocoa, I turn in the direction the voice came from. Rather than the boy's voice I expected, belongs to an adult, so I respond timidly. I'm okay, so, Oof! No need to be so vigilant." Oh gosh. He's wearing a gray knit cap and a brown running shirt. He's tall even for a guy, so I have to look up at him. His build is almost as all muscle, and my shoulders shudders a bit in surprise. He appears well over the age of 20, so I can't think of a reason he would want to talk to us. Hitting on you. Whether he realizes I'm looking at him or not. He plunks down right next to me. Even after he sits down, we aren't sitting at the same height. Pretending to fix my posture, I move away from him a little. Oh, I actually have choices in this game? Are you not feeling well? This is just silent treatment. Yeah! Looking at it positively, it seems I have been posed a question, but looking at it negatively, it seems I've had a question thrust on me, so I remain silent. "Hey, are you listening?" I'm looking down and taking out my smartphone. Surely looking unwell in a public place is likely to garner your sympathy, but having people I don't know worry about me is unpleasant, so I straighten my spine as much as I can. "Is that your attempt to show me you're fine?" In reality, I'm causing him trouble. "Well, no need to worry. I work part-time in this building, so I'm familiar with Manton." Hey, what are you doing?" Himeno. I gasp and look up. Himeno is there carrying 2 tickets and some pamphlets. With her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed out, Himeno glares at the man with narrowed eyes. "I think the only ones allowed to hit on junior high schoolers would be high schoolers." No, I'm not trying to hit on anyone. This girl just looked unwell is all." "Mai, what happened?" Ooh. What are these options? I think it was what you call hitting on someone. Was it hitting on someone? I'm gonna say this one. Was it hitting on someone? I turn to the man and tilt my head. Since Himeno has come, I've relaxed a bit. You can look him in the eyes. Psst. "You're asking me that? So that was what you were doing?" Himeno says that in an exasperated voice in my place. She says, "You're the worst," and grabs my arms, pulling me to her side. "Magia." The man rests his elbow on his knees and shrugs. He punctuates the shrug with a sigh. Mayu, let's go. And, hey, mister? Himeno mutters, facing the man's chest. On hearing her say mister and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic name tag hanging from his neck. I must have forgotten to take this off." Himeno, speaking of which, he did say he works part-time in this building. Then is that his, entry card or something? He slaps his knees and rises to his feet. He probably played some kind of sport or something because the movement as he stands looks so effortless. I'm Hiyoshi Kenji. I work part-time at the shop downstairs. With this entry card I can get into Manton Aquarium at a discount. Ooh, it's like Walmart discount, dudes. Is it a company employee discount? Something like that. Not exactly a company employee, but I get it. Half off! Whoa! Whoa there, buddy! So I come here often. Really, that's quite an unexpected for you, mister. When you become older, you'll crave these soothing experiences as well. And I'm not old enough to be a mister. Now he says it. Compared to us, you're definitely old enough to be a mister. You mean a senpai? Hiyoshi-san, he grimaces angrily, then sniffs in a self-depreciated manner. He appears to be a little older than a college student, so calling him old enough to be a mister is probably rude. But Himeno only said the impression he gave was pretty close. With the aquarium at a shared point of interest, Himeno's attitude toward Hiyoshi-san softens. As proof, Himeno talked with Hiyoshi-san about the shop in this building. I don't really know a lot about brands, so I sip my remaining cocoa with the boys and listen from the outside. My house cocoa has become lukewarm cocoa. Well, mister, are you also well-versed in urban legends? On hearing Himeno's question, my head pops up in surprise. The corner of Hiyoshi-san's mouth lifts into a grin. That's rather unexpected for you as well. So you're interested in such things?
Well, of course I am. You're only young once, so you have to satisfy your curiosity. Well, we're looking into the closed-down deep-sea fish booth. There's a rumor that's open on the day of the full moon. You know anything about it?
Hiyoshi-san places his hands on his chin and looks down, expressing the thinking face from Discord. Grunting loudly. He glances at me, looks over at the entrance, and finally turns to Himeno and opens his mouth. I think you need to give up on that one thing. Naturally, since I'm a regular here, I often hear rumors like, there are spirits floating in the tanks. Or, every time a person dies, the jellyfish tank increases by 1, and so on. Himeno-chan, the story you mentioned, shouldn't be anything more than one of those rumors, but...
Stop dancing around it. Just tell me.
Previously, I knew someone who went looking into this just as you girls are doing now, Himeno-chan. He went missing soon after.
Missing?
Without thinking about it, I joined their conversation. If someone has gone missing here at Manton Aquarium, it holds significance for me as well.
Is that for real?
I glanced back in surprise. Himeno was still looking at him with doubt in her eyes. Hiyoshi-san listens to what Himeno said and with a playful smile responds, Just kidding! It's a lie. I wonder if it is a lie. Because of the words he muttered, my curiosity has been piqued. I couldn't imagine the tense face he made as he told the story of an acquaintance who went missing being faked. Let's do a quick save.
That's right, but if that's the case, then this really might interest you, Mayu.
I thought from the beginning that it would be better just to give up.
No way. I already bought the tickets anyway.
Himeno's face shows that she's enjoying herself to the end, and she takes my arm to gently pull me close to her. This is a signal that she was ready to go. In my mind, I prayed nothing would happen. Well then, wanna rock around with me? Nope. Oh, Hiyoshi-san calls out to Himeno, who has said who's later, but it's me rather than Himeno who hears him and spins around first, so I make eye contact with Hiyoshi-san and say. So he calls it to Himeno, who has said later. Oh, so she's walking off. But of course, you know, sound gets to me first because I'm closer. It's all about a matter of perspective. Yeah, this guy's a creep. I think we'll pass. It's fine, don't worry about it. I have the day off anyway. Besides, I think you'd be better off having someone as knowledgeable about this place as I am.
Mister, that's not a good look. Mayu said she's got no interest in you.
Did I? Himeno's late response seemed to pierce right through Hiyoshi-san.
Himeno, it's not that I'm not interested, but it's not that I am either. Mayu, don't say any more than you already have.
A bitter grin spreading across his face. Hiyoshi-san waves to us. Without looking back, we head to the gate to Manton Aquarium. The aquarium entrance is so dark that we can't see in front of us until we are inside. I can feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy, causing me to rub my arm. Rub, rub, rub. Naturally, there is no mark indicating something has touched me, and called back by him and I was, hey, let's go. I passed my ticket through the machine.
Meh, figures that the whole, if you come on the day on a full moon and the water will change into blood thing's a lie. Water's normal.
Of course it is. Jeez. Right away, Himeno says so regretfully. Even so, she's still unable to hold back her excitement at having come into the aquarium, and her steps are fittingly light. As we come into the gate, there are several small tanks nearby Manton's Aquarium. First and most celebrated exhibit is the one displaying fish native to Tokyo Bay. There are 4 tanks in this corner from left to right, each one showing the environments of the river flowing into Tokyo Bay. Brackish water, shoals, and open water come onto one right after the other. Himeno giggles as a rockfish porgy and other fish we recognize from the supermarket are also there. Let's eat them. This booth also showcases environmental problems in order to prompt consciousness of the issue, causing a tightening in my chest. Oh man, Mom always told me to stop pollution. Water pollution is a serious problem. Tomorrow I think I'll try asking my mom to use a little less detergent.
Suddenly it gotten like this?
Minno's reaction is the polar opposite of mine. Even as I'm reading the panel, she's uninterested in the display. Just like that, I read every last panel. Every one. Bruh. Minno has long since stopped watching me, crossing her arms and puffing out her cheeks.
Thanks for waiting, Himeno. Jeez, you're too serious, Mayu. If you act like that the whole time, the day will be over, or they'll close. It'll be fine. This area isn't that big. Boom! The whole place shuts down. We're shut in and we're dead. And it's not like I'm going to read anything. As soon as she hears what I said, an expression of dissatisfaction appears on Heno's face. Well, let's head to the next area. Next is the tunnel tank.
There might be ghosts. Oh, maybe that'll be what the human like fish. Jeez, come on already. Even saying something like that, upon entering the aquarium, I had begun to enjoy myself. Upon cheerfully calling out to Heno, my previous unease had disappeared, leaving me ready to move forward with a light step. Amazing! Really amazing and pretty. With no door to partition this booth and the next, passing beside this tank took us to the next one where larger breeds of fish swim about. I'm a bunch of losers. This is no ordinary tank, but rather a giant tube-like tunnel with the left and right sides connected above our head in an arc. Kaboom! It all breaks down and we get flooded, dead. No. As we walk through the tunnel, we're able to watch the fish moving about in 3 dimensions. We bring our face as close as we can to the glass, giving the illusion that we're in the ocean. Just watching the mantas, the rays, and the manta rays, the various types of sharks, and the sea turtles can be intoxicating for us humans. When I was a child, I thought the ceiling might crack. Well, it's true, but now I pass that feeling up, leaving only the throbbing of my heart. Boom, boom. The water is a giant bundle of blue, various colors within it, shooting every which way. Being able to see how big they are up close, separating by mere centimeters of glass, is so impressive. It gives me the greatest realization of our shared existence. Here, Himeno's pace always slows and she takes her steps one by one.
Hey Mayu, look at those huge fangs.
Himeno, that fish is cute too.
Kawaii!
Ooh, is that a face? Ooh! The stingray's face is creepy. Really, I think it's cute.
Manta, it's huge!
That little one over there looks yummy. What the? Talking as words come to us, our conversations seem out of sync. Our feelings of being touched, however, are the same, and Himeno's enjoyment is obvious. Being surrounded by the water and the fish as we are, we feel as though we're freed from any sense of time. Mayu, doesn't this Ray's face look human? Maybe so.
It does. The mystery of the human face fish is so
naturally, well, if you're okay with it, and so am I. Thus, we learn the true nature of one of the urban legends. I was fine either way, but for Himeno, this way is probably best. Though from Himeno's enthusiastic stance, even as she watches the fish, she probably realizes just how implausible it all is. Rather than get tired of it, though, I'm having fun. We move leisurely through the tunnel, coming to a stop at the center. Up to this point, only the big things have caught our eyes, but on closer inspection of the tank, there's also sand piled up to our knees, with shrimp, shellfish, small fish, and other such creatures dwelling there. Compared to the manta rays, the small shrimp, which can't even be considered child-sized, seems so cute and innocent as they swim about, breaking through the sand.
Hey, look, Himeno.
Ah, it's tiny! As I expected, Himeno has followed the human-faced ray, and on see my fingertips speaks in a playful tone. Upon sensing the tremors from Himeno poking the glass, the ray kicks at the sand and flees deeper into the tank. It's gone now. Why'd you go and do that? As I say this to Himeno, I smile at a small shrimp. Himeno does the same, smiling widely. That's not small. Before long, the two of us are looking up at the ceiling, toying with the question of just how high it is. Even looking up, we can only see the fish swimming, never the ceiling itself. Looking up from the bottom of the sea, one would normally see the rays of the sun piercing the water, but looking up here was the opposite, with the bottom of the sea seeming to continue forever. Could have been the reflection of the light, or the ceiling really might have been too high. As I realized, I can't be sure, my eyes settle on a small but characteristically long-nosed shark swimming past.
Sharks. Sharks? That's a ray, isn't it? You just saw it from behind earlier. As soon as I mutter that, Himeno responds, "It's true that although I'm interested in this type, Himeno is fixated on the human face array." Oh. Huh? What's up? Himeno asks, but I falter. This conversation gives me a sense of what you might call deja vu. How strange. I felt as if I've had this conversation before. This moment my vision has died. Ultramarine! That's not ultramarine. Oh, snap. Mayu! Huh? Did you see that? It was no longer Himeno in front of me, but someone else that had caught my attention. This can't be real. Hey, Mayu! The ultramarine color unchanged within it. A face like mine passes before me. A face like mine from 5 years ago. Wearing an ultramarine overcoat that merges with the color of my vision. The girl turns to me and seems to be giving me a gentle smile. Mayu, wait! Mari. Oh snap, that's spooky. Without hearing Himeno call me back, I start running. We haven't finished looking at everything in the tube tunnel tank, but there's someone more important right in front of me. Wait, why would you run to her? Long hair that looks almost transparent, a thick blue coat, cute boots with fur on them. There was no way I could forget about this outfit. That's because it was the outfit of my little sister, Nakanobi Mari! The one she was missing her 5 years ago. Oh, snap. The girl quickens her pace as if playing with me and disappears out the other side of the tunnel. There are hardly any people there, but I lose sight of her between the shadows of the tank in the corner. Mari, why? Hey, Mayu, wait! Breathing heavily, Himeno chases after me. I say sorry and break away from her, searching for the vision of Mari. As I come out of the tunnel, I survey the area, spotting a winter skirt nearby. Skirt, skirt! I chase after that swaying form. Behind me, I can hear the intensity of Himeno's rushing steps, and I quicken my pace. Gah! Having fallen into the trance, I realize what's going on when I slam into someone and fall on my backside. The girl clicks her tongue as she picks up what she has dropped. As I started to say excuse me to her, she's already moving past me, running off somewhere. Because of that brief incident, I'm unable to find my way out of my confusion. Anyway, Mari. I feel bad about the person I run into, causing me to feel flustered. In that exchange, I lose sight of both that long hair and that long skirt. But you were going this way, right? Oh my goodness. I'm not sure where I'm running to, but I think you can say I'm definitely running with all my heart. I pass between more tanks that I can remember, but don't pay them one bit of attention, and end up in front of that closed-off fish tank. No. I just continue following Mari's back, running. Mari is just as bashful as she was the day she disappeared. Mayu, get a hold of yourself! Those few words ended my chase. To be more accurate, it was ended by Himeno herself, who had grabbed my wrist. Huh? You suddenly took off and you wouldn't turn around no matter how many times I called you. Even when you dropped something, you had no idea. What happened all of a sudden? Wait, Himeno, if I can go after Mari, I'll explain everything, so... Hold it! I look back at Himeno. Upon hearing her extremely hurt voice, I see tears forming in Himeno's eyes, and I turn my whole body to face her. What the... Staying in silence like this for several seconds. If I tell Himeno about Mari, I'm sure she'll regret bringing me to the man in the aquarium. When she followed me, she had to have seen Mari. It's natural that she would have seen some misgivings about me chasing some total stranger, and she doesn't know Mari. Even so, I'm not sure what to say. If I apologize now and play dumb, we can probably go back to police searching the aquarium for information. But that is not something I can do. It isn't the similarities that are the problem. Mari is here, and just as she had been on that day, there is no way I can go home without taking her with me. I want to tell her. Tell me what's going on. Who is Mari? Why do you keep running off without saying anything? Tears are pouring out of Himeno's eyes. I can't understand why she's so sad. But still, my little sister. My little sister. She was here. Little sister? See the girl I was chasing? She's my little sister. Mari disappeared 5 years ago at this aquarium. Looking at Himeno's tear-stained face, I no longer feel like hiding anything. Perhaps in the depth of my consciousness, I'm hoping Himeno will become satisfied and say she wants to look for Mari with me. Nope! I'll explain in more detail later. On top of that, when I look back once more, Himeno squeezes my hand and holds me back. This is the gentlest but strongest that she's held my hand. What? Himeno stares into my eyes, then tilts her head to the side. Same. What do you mean? You were chasing someone? I told you, the little girl was in front of me, wearing the ultramarine coat and the boots, remember? That was Mari, exactly how she looked long ago. Ma, you snap out of it. Himeno shouts. It isn't simply a loud voice, but one weighed down with great sadness.
Definitely gets through to me, but that doesn't mean it'll stop me. Because without a doubt, I was right. No, you're wrong. Mary had been right before my eyes, so I had to chase. Let's just say that even if this married girl is here, she would have grown in 5 years, and her clothes would have been the same. It's summer, so she wouldn't be wearing a coat, moreover. She was here, I saw her. No, you weren't chasing anyone. You just took off running and leaving me behind, okay? Could you just calm down for a bit? Our tickets will get us back in, so how about some cocoa in the rest area? I think you're tired since you were a little shaky earlier. Minnow seems pretty frantic, so I know she isn't lying just to persuade me. But there's no way that my seeing Mary was a lie. And so I just started to speak without really knowing what to say. Minnow, you okay? Wiping away her tears, Minnow smiles at me. Surely she had plenty of strong feelings about this whole thing. I'm sure she has loads to say about me keeping the Mary thing and my reason for visiting the Mountain Aquarium quiet. Even so, it seems as though Minnow has accepted me. Ooh. She just smiles and lets it go. That's probably right. Surely if we're by the entrance, we'll know if Mary comes out. Mayu, that's good. That's right. That's more like you. Let's go have some cocoa and you can tell me everything. As she smiles, Minnow once again takes my hand in her soft palm. Oh, that's right. You dropped this. You gotta be more careful. With the hand that isn't holding my own, she hands me something small. It's a keychain. The blue droplet shape is inlaid with stardust and also holds a starfish charm that isn't exactly rare, but a giveaway item. But why did Himeno have it? Only questions arise in my mind. Why? When that keychain was... Whoosh! I'm thinking about it, instantly shake off Himeno's hand. Hey, what are you doing after I pick it up for you and all? Himeno's voice is like an arrow piercing through me. The pain in my chest is nothing more than discomfort. What is Himeno saying? That isn't mine, so I can't possibly have dropped it. And now I can't look at Himeno's face. Liar. Huh, liar? Oh, that's not mine. It isn't something I dropped. It was Mary's. Mary dropped it. That can't be. I'm not lying. Really, there was no Mary chance, so she couldn't have dropped the keychain. Himeno was becoming gruff as she continued. Really, isn't it you who is lying? No one. No one else is here. That's enough, Himeno, you dummy. Saying only that, I turned my back on Himeno. When I glanced back, Himeno's shocked expression was getting further away. Bruh. She was there. Mary had definitely been there. Because the keychain Himeno had belonged to Mary. There was no way I could forget. It was just before Mary went missing. No. Okay, I think it's time to save. And continue with this next time.